Change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for.
We're gonna spread happiness. We're gonna spread freedom. Obama's gonna change it. Obama's gonna lead.
Barack Obama is a once-in-a-lifetime candidate. He preaches hope. He preaches change. He excites voters old and young with his rhetoric of renewal and progress. But when it comes to Israel, just who is Barack Obama? My name is Ben Shapiro, and I'm a nationally syndicated columnist with Creator Syndicate. I'm also an Orthodox Jew. My wife was born in Israel, so the issue of Israel is very dear to me, as it is to most Jews. With the election quickly approaching, American Jews must decide between John McCain, a known supporter of Israel, and Barack Obama, a fresh face with virtually no record with regard to the Jewish state. Because Barack Obama has no record, then, we must look elsewhere to determine where he stands. In the material that follows, we will examine Barack Obama's foreign policy team, his friends, his running mate, and finally, Obama's own words. General Merrill McPeak is the national co-chair of the Obama campaign. In 2003, he conducted an interview with The Oregonian, in which he blamed the Jewish lobby for American problems in the Middle East. "We don't have a playbook for the Middle East," McPeak told the interviewer. "So what's the problem?" the interviewer asked. "State? White House?" "New York City, Miami," McPeak replied. "We have a large vote here in favor of Israel, and no politician wants to run against it."
I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message.
As a combat pilot and Air Force chief during Desert Storm, lives depended on the judgments I made. And judgment is what we need from our next commander-in-chief.
Samantha Power is an academic at Harvard University's John F. Kennedy School of Government. A longtime supporter of Barack Obama, she joined his 2008 presidential campaign, becoming one of his senior foreign policy advisors. Power has suggested that America put troops on the ground in Israel to protect Palestinian Arabs by standing against the Israeli Defense Forces.
Let me give you a thought experiment here, without asking you to address the Palestine-Israel problem. Let's say you were an advisor to the President of the United States. How would, in response to current events, would you advise him to put a structure in place to monitor that situation, least one party or another be looking like they might be moving toward genocide?
Well, I don't think that in any of the cases a shortage of information is the problem. And I actually think in the Palestine-Israeli situation, there's an abundance of information. And what we don't need is some kind of early warning mechanism there. What we need is a willingness to actually put something on the line in service of helping the situation. And putting something on the line might mean alienating a domestic constituency of tremendous political and financial import. It may more crucially mean sacrificing or investing, I think more than sacrificing, literally billions of dollars not in servicing Israelis, military, but actually in investing in the new state of Palestine, in investing billions of dollars it would probably take also to support, I think, what will have to be a mammoth protection force, not of the old, Srebrenica kind or the Rwanda kind, but a meaningful military presence, because it seems to me at this stage, and this is true of actual genocides as well, and not just major human rights abuses, which we're seeing there, but is that you have to go in as if you're serious. You have to put something on the line, and unfortunately, imposition of a solution on unwilling parties is dreadful. I mean, it's a terrible thing to do. It's fundamentally undemocratic. But sadly, we don't just have a democracy here either. We have a liberal democracy.
Samantha Power was forced to resign from the Obama campaign after calling Senator Hillary Clinton a monster in March 2008. Robert Malley is a former Clinton administration negotiator. He also served on President Clinton's National Security Council as Director for Near East and South Asian Affairs, as well as Special Assistant to the President for Arab-Israeli Affairs. After Yasser Arafat refused Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak's 2000 offer of the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and East Jerusalem, Malley penned a series of vitriolic articles blaming Israel for the failure of the peace negotiations. He then suggested that America simply impose a solution of its choosing on Israel. Barack Obama was forced to fire Robert Malley after public outcry arose over Malley's regular meetings with the terrorist group Hamas. Zbigniew Brzezinski was National Security Advisor under Jimmy Carter. He agrees with Carter that Israeli intransigence is to blame for the Arab-Israeli conflict. He attributes America's friendly foreign policy toward Israel to the so-called Jewish lobby. And now, he advises Barack Obama on foreign policy.
After all, in this country, we can criticize Chinese foreign policy, French foreign policy, British foreign policy, but we can't touch Israeli foreign policy. And criticism of Israel immediately provokes outrageous charges of anti-Semitism and prompts abuse to be heaped on the person who dared to say something that's critical. I don't think, from what I have read, that Carter said that Israel is practicing apartheid. I think what he said was that if there is no peace between Palestine and Israel, the end result will be an apartheid-like arrangement between Israel and Palestine. And there's a lot of evidence to support that. Take the contrast between the settlements up on the hills, fortified, well off, with swimming pools, and the Arab favelas, in which people live without even running water, in which their olive orchards were cut down, and so forth. Think of that New York Times article 2 weeks ago, which provided statistics on the extent to which, I believe, about 40% of the land seized by settlements was literally stolen from the Palestinians. If this continues, the result will be some form of true discrimination, and this is what he's warning against.
To Dr. Brzezinski, I can't say enough about his contribution to our country. Here's somebody who helped to shape Camp David and bring about a lasting peace between Israel and some of its neighbors. Somebody who has, over decades, trained some of the most prominent foreign policy specialists, not just in the Democratic Party, but has trained a number who ended up in the Republican Party as well. He is one of our most outstanding scholars, one of our most outstanding thinkers. He has proven to be an outstanding friend and somebody who I've learned an immense amount from. And for him to support me in this campaign and then be willing to come out here to Iowa is a testimony to his generosity. So if everybody could please give Dr. Brzezinski another round of applause.